Okay, so the first card you have your past is the Three of Wands. Beautiful card. This is a very peaceful golden card. That's what I love about this card, the gold. It's like valuable gold, beauty, rich card. So there's a lot of hope in this card, a lot of hope. It's like, I hope something's going to work out. I really, really do. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of chaos as well. Maybe you've had a chaotic past with someone, because I'm just looking down to the Five of Wands next to this. A very difficult breakup. Yeah, maybe you had a difficult breakup with someone. Very chaotic. I'm getting lots and lots of words, actually, hurtful words. I think maybe you said something you regret, actually. And they did as well, I think. Both of you had regretful words. You both went backwards and forwards. And you can see that in the Five of Wands. Lots of chaos, fighting words. That's what that can be about. And with the Eight of Wands, they actually look like spears to me. Someone used words as weapons. And it feels like maybe you both did. A lot was said in anger. A lot was said, you know, when you're very, very emotional, especially you. I think you were very emotional at this time. And so, yeah, going back to the Three of Wands, it looks like lots of times passed since that breakup and all these arguments and all of that. And, you know, if you look at this man, he's not looking right in front of his nose. He's looking very, very far off into the distance. So they're looking back far off into the distance, back into what happened a long time ago. They're looking right back over everything, and they're thinking about everything. They're getting perspective on things. That's what I'm getting. It's like time, perspective, thinking about things. You know, they're very angry, they're very upset at the time, but now that they're looking back, they're like, well, I'm not so upset now. I'm looking back and I'm thinking, well, actually, you know, it wasn't so bad. I'm starting to soften to that now. So that's the kind of feeling I'm getting there. And yeah, definitely an ex-love connection that you've had fights with, problems. And yeah, they're looking back over things. They're seeing things in perspective. So it feels like this is a very kind of practical person. It feels like you were more emotional. They were the practical, you were the more emotional one in the relationship. I'm just picking up on that. And, you know, I think when you had these fights or these arguments or whatever this was that happened, all this chaos and all that, it felt like a big mess to them. It felt like a big disorder to them. And so, you know, for them, it was like, I want to get clarity. I want to get clarity. I can't get clarity here. It's a big mess. I can't get my head clear. And, you know, you've got the Ace of Swords right next to this, which can be about clarity. It's the clarity card. And so they're in the middle of all this arguments, fighting, all that kind of thing. Very, very hurt as well. You were both hurt with this. You really were. And, you know, really, really a problem, a lot of trouble. They hated that. They like clarity. They like practicality. They don't like, you know, lots and lots of emotional things. But, you know, they're seeing things in perspective now. And again, you look at all this gold on this card. So gold is about value. So they're valuing what you had together. They're finally seeing the value of that, because I think they saw no value in this when you were breaking up. They were like, no more of that. I'm leaving. I can't bear this anymore. It's driving me crazy. I'm leaving. And now it's like, okay, now that I'm looking back, I've gotten past the anger, I've gotten past the hurt. I can see, looking back in perspective, that there was value there. There was value there. So that's kind of what I'm getting there. And so I'm going to talk about the Five of Wands. And so yeah, all this chaos, argument, all that kind of thing, I'm getting that again here. So lots of words said on both sides. And yeah, you'd both like to take things back. I'm getting that. They definitely would. That's one of the things they're trying to, or they're looking back on and they're thinking, oh, I wish I hadn't have said that. I wish that hadn't have happened. So they're going through that as well. And yeah, it feels like a little bit of a drawn out breakup as well. It went on and on for a long time, dragging on. So I'm getting that, dragging on. And you were talking about your emotions. You wanted them to know how you felt. That was very important to you. I'm getting this, I want you to know how I feel. I want you to know how I feel. And they weren't giving you that indication that they were really interested in how you felt, and that was frustrating to you, and I think the more you let that out, the less interested they looked, and then they went away eventually. So, yeah, this is what I'm getting. I'm actually getting, this is the picture I've got in my mind. Someone's on the end of a sofa or a chair, sitting on the arm or something like that. And, they're talking and talking. I don't know if it's you or them, but someone was trying to express all their emotions, and the other person, them, obviously, all they could see was mess. You were trying to express emotions. They were seeing mess. They were seeing what's on this card. And they had this automatic instinct in them to just shut down and then to run, to fly away, like the Eight of Wands. And, I think for them, getting away from all this and getting their perspective back and all that eventually, gradually, they started missing things. First, I think they started missing the practical things, because that's where their mind is. It's on the practical, firstly. So they were kind of looking back and they were thinking, actually, I appreciate them. I can see this now. They're a good person. They supported me, and you did support them. I'm seeing following here as well, because if you look at these wands, obviously they're flying. So I think maybe you moved with them, or you moved to be with them. So you did a lot for them. Your life was on, you left one life. This is what I'm trying to say. You left one life and you went to another life to be with them if you moved with them. I think that's a possibility there. And so they're coming out of that practical side. They recognized all those things you did for them on the practical side. And then out of that came emotions. It's like, okay, I can see that. I can appreciate they were there for me. And now I'm getting all these emotions. I'm starting to get the emotions back. And, if you look at these wands, I'll just show you. I'll lift it up so you can see. So right at the bottom, you can see there's one wand at the bottom, and it's flying away through the sky, and it's about to go into the water. So that's what's happening. They came out of that, they went away, and now they're going into the water, which is in the emotions. So the emotions are coming out of all that. They're dipping back into their emotions again, and they're thinking about you, and they're feeling emotions for you again. And that's after they've got all this perspective. So I hope that makes sense. Sometimes I just go on and on and on, and then I think, oh, did that make sense? So I hope it did. Okay, so the first card you have here present is the Ace of Swords. Okay. Right, this is what I'm getting here right away. I'm getting that phrase, the grass isn't greener, or is that how the grass isn't always greener, or the grass isn't greener on the other side? I think you know what I mean. It's something like that. And what that means is, I thought things were going to be better when I left, or when I looked over at something, it looked amazing. But then when I got over the other side, it wasn't that good. I kind of miss where I was. So that's kind of what I'm getting there. So they got out of all that, what they thought was a big, big mess in the Five of Wands. They got over to the other side. They thought they were getting clarity in the Ace of Swords, because that's what this is about. And when they got there, I think what happened was they went into another relationship. Maybe they got into a relationship very, very quickly after you, because, you've got the Eight of Wands leading into this card. So it's like, well, quickly getting out of that, quickly getting into something new, and the grass isn't greener on the other side. Now, what I'm getting in this card is, with this relationship they got into, the communication was not good. The communication wasn't good at all. They thought they were getting someone who was very straightforward, not very complicated. You're quite complicated, I have to admit, or they think you are. They were very straightforward, and no problems. They seemed to be quite simple. But what happened was, they started talking to this person, and it was a little bit shallow. Not as deep. You have this depth, you have this, you've got all these complications, and that's how they see you anyway. But you've also got all these really deep, rich opinions, conversations, interesting things, stimulating things to talk about. And they missed all of that. It was like, well, this is a bit dull. This is a bit down. I can see that they're really complicated, but, I really, really miss that. I really miss that. So yeah, again, starting to appreciate, looking over to the Three of Wands again, starting to appreciate the richness in the gold that's there, the value, the depth, all of that you gave to them. That's what they're starting to miss, and they're really turning around. They're really realizing that all again. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in that card as well. Okay, so the next card you have your present is the Six of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful card. This is all about family, memories, nostalgia. So they're looking back over old memories again, same again. And so it might be that if this is all resonating with you, it might be that they're still in touch with your family, because I'm getting birthdays. I'm seeing like a birthday card or a birthday email. Not a lot of conversations, not like they talk every day or something, but it's like, okay, they keep in touch on things like birthdays, Christmas time or whatever, if that's what you celebrate. You know, things like that. And I'm seeing a card, an email, oh, happy birthday, just a few lines, something like that. So they've kept in some kind of touch, I think, with your family, or it might be your friends. Someone, some kind of, you know, someone that knows you and knows them. And so I actually think your friends or your family, if this is family, I think if they knew this person was interested in coming back again, they'd probably welcome them back, because they've got that little bit of contact with them. They're still quite pleasant. I think they like them, some of your family members or your friends or both. And yeah, I'm seeing this here. This is the reunion card. So they're going to come into contact with you, and I think it's going to be soon, because this is springtime on this card, and it's spring now. So it's going to be soon, I think. Now, I just got this feeling when I said that of, oh no. So maybe you're not super positive about them contacting you again. So I'm just getting that feeling as I say that. And, you know, this is a really positive card. It's very kind and all that kind of thing. But I think for you, if this is resonating with you, this is going to open up a whole lot of very, very difficult emotions, difficult memories, all kinds of things for you all over again when they come back. You know, I think if you get a message or if you hear about them or from them, it's going to be very, very mixed. That's what I'm getting on your part. And I'm just looking over at the Five of Wands again. I think a lot of what was said in anger, a lot of these words, I don't think you've resolved them properly in your head, because I'm actually seeing a big, big box opening up of emotions, and you had the lid closed. It was like, no, I don't want to deal with that anymore. I'm going to close the lid, put it aside. And now with them coming back, you're opening that up again. So just a little thing for you to be aware of. This might be something that happens. It might not happen, but it may happen in this way. They might contact you through someone else. So it might be through friends, might be through family. And if it happens that way, if the family or friends find out before you and they start talking about you and you realize that, that's going to be another thing that's going to hurt you or make you feel a bit bad about this connection, because it's going to feel a bit like you're being ganged up on if that happens, because it's going to be like, well, everyone knows this except for me. They're all talking about me and I don't know that they're going to approach me, and that's really unfair. If they want to approach me, they should come to me first. So it may happen in that way, it may not, but just get ready for that. It may happen through someone else. So just something to watch out for. And so this is all preparing you, because I know you feel very worried about this. If this is you, very unprepared, just knowing this before this happens, I think this might prepare your heart, might make you think about all this before they come in. So it might give you a little bit of preparation if this is you. Okay, so just something else I'm getting here. Yeah, okay. It's a little bit strange. I've been told to say what I see, even if it's strange. People say, oh, don't worry if it's strange. Don't worry if it's weird or whatever. Just say it anyway, please. So I am. Okay, so this is a very... okay, some people don't like these kinds of messages. It feels like this might be from someone who might not be on this earth anymore right now. So if you don't like these kinds of messages, please go forward now, you know, a couple of minutes, because I don't want to hurt anyone. Some people get really upset. They don't like these messages, but this is what I'm seeing, so I'm going to say this. So if you're interested in this, I'm going to say this now. Okay. Now I'm seeing an older man, very, very slim, very, very thin, very tall and thin actually. Now, curly hair, well dressed, very, very well dressed, lovely old fashioned. So this is an older man, or it's someone who was on this earth many, many years ago, because I'm getting collar, tie, very traditionally dressed, beautiful suit, all that kind of thing. Now, I'm getting teaching here, patience. So it might be that they were a teacher. It might be that they just taught you lots of lessons, good lessons, because they're a very patient person, very slow way of speaking. They speak very slowly. Okay, so here's the message. There's a part of your life, if this is you, you need to slow down in that part of your life, or you need to stop that altogether. There's a bit of burnout here. There's a bit of burnout. That's not their words. They don't use the word burnout. That's my words. Burnout. Lots of stress, working too hard, doing things too quickly. And that's what they're talking about. So, you know, they had a really, really, really slow pace of life, and they probably don't understand your pace of life in today's world, but it feels like there's something in your life that you need to stop, you need to slow down, and that's what they're looking at, that's what they can see, and they're trying to warn you to stop this or slow this down before it gets to you. It's kind of like get it before it gets you. So this is the actual literal message I'm getting. Slow and boring is good sometimes. Slow and boring is good sometimes. That's the words I'm getting. So if that makes sense to you, if you know who this is, that's the message for you. So yeah, very, very kind person, very slowly, speaking slowly, slow words. Okay, so I'm not going to say any more about that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, so the last card you have for your present is the Lovers. So yeah, obviously this is a decision that has to be made around love. So this is about this ex-love connection who's thinking about you, and they're going to come back to you. I'm seeing that very, very clearly. And this is all to prepare you, I think. That's why you're getting all these messages about them coming in, because they're coming in very, very quickly. I keep on seeing that, because you've got the Eight of Wands coming in quickly, and then you've got the Six of Cups, which is springtime. So they're going to come in soon. They're going to communicate soon in some way with you, and this is all preparing you. And yeah, lots and lots and lots of mixed feelings. That's what I'm getting from you. Lots of mixed feelings coming from you. They're going to be more prepared than you. They're going to be more interested than you in the beginning, because if you look at this card, you've got this man looking over to the woman. The woman's not looking at the man. You know, she's looking somewhere else. So that doesn't mean this is a male-female relationship. It can be any relationship, but one person is chasing the other person. So they're going to be chasing you. That's what I'm getting. And you know, I'm not even sure if you're going to be ready at all, or even if you're going to want this. I really don't know, because it feels very uncertain on your part, and quite certain on their part. That's what I'm getting. And you know, the thing is, when you tried to talk to them before, you really opened your heart. You really want to express your feelings, but they couldn't handle that, and they flew off and they went off. So what I'm getting is this might be how you're feeling when they come and talk to you. It's like, why are the conversations on your terms? You know, why is it when I want to talk to you, you run away, but when you want to come back and talk to me, I have to listen to you? Because I think they've got this attitude of, here I am, back again, now you have to listen. You know, so that there's that kind of thing. So it's a little bit of arrogance there, and there's a little bit of inequality there as well. And I think for you, moving away from this situation, you've had the time as well away from the situation. And I think maybe it's made you realise a few things as well. So, yeah, decisions. That's what this card's about, decisions. Definitely take your time. Do things on your terms. Do things on your terms. And they're getting that really, really clearly. Don't let them push you. Don't let them say, okay, here I am. Make up your mind. No, you've got to do this on your terms. You've got to do this on your time. You've got to decide to do this whenever you feel like that. If you do decide to talk to them, if you decide to open up again, if you decide to kind of have this conversation with them, you don't have to, but if you do, make sure they listen to you this time, because they didn't last time. That's what I'm getting now. Okay, so the first card you have for your future is the Page of Swords. Yeah, really interesting to see this here because you've got this right next to the Ace of Swords. So if you do decide to have a conversation with them, now I'm saying if and not when because I can't see whether this is what you want to do yet. But yeah, again, time's passed for them. When the time passed for them, they got the clarity around this, and so they're seeing this in one way. And it looks like you're seeing this in another way. I'm getting this really clearly now. I'm starting to see this, that they're looking back and seeing some things and you're looking back and seeing other things. So, and the other thing is they've healed. They've had the time to heal because they've been thinking, oh, I'm going to connect with them. I've healed. I'm thinking about what I'm going to say. And you haven't had that time. You haven't had that time yet. So you're going to need time. So I'm seeing that there. And yeah, I feel as if I have to keep on saying this. Take your time. Do things on your terms. There's a bit of pressure here. I'm getting pressure here coming from you. You see, so here it is. And I'm going to talk about the Two of Pentacles here as well. So to me, it looks like you'll probably be open to at least talking to them. I don't think you'll close them off. I don't think you'll block them. I'm not seeing anything like that happening. But that doesn't mean you want them back. That doesn't mean that. And there's pressure there. Because the Two of Pentacles can be about messages, sending a message, waiting for a reply, and then kind of feeling like it's taken forever. With this infinity symbol, it's like, okay, I've sent my message, I haven't heard from them. Is this taking forever? I'm waiting, I'm really stressed about this, I'm not feeling balanced, this is really imbalanced. If they'd message me, if they'd tell me what they want to do, I'd be back into balance again. So I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to be waiting for you. And so again, don't feel pressured. Because when they felt under pressure, they ran away. So if you're taking your time, they can't complain. So I know that sounds horrible, but do what you feel comfortable doing in your time. I keep on saying that again and again, I know, but I feel as if I have to keep on saying that for some reason because they might pressure you. So just watch out for this. So the last card you have for your future is the Page of Wands, which I absolutely love. I love this card. So this is something completely different. And what this is showing me is, and what this should be showing them is, you've got a life. You've got other things you're working on. And they've got to realise that. They're going to have to realise that. You've got a life. They're focused on you, because if you look at the Lovers card again, they're totally focused on you, but you're not. You're focused on everything else you've got going on as well. So first of all, you've got all these mixed feelings about them and you're not sure about them. And then you've got a life to live. You've got things you're doing. You've got work. You've got other things as well. So they've got to realise that and they've got to give you space. And so, yeah, lots of impatience coming from them. So, yeah, do you know what's really interesting? What I'm seeing here is I'm getting teaching here as well, teaching or learning. And that was in the Six of Cups. You see, that was that message and it's here. So, yeah, it feels like you're trying to climb. This is what I'm getting here. You're trying to climb. This is all about your career, work, things like that. There's something coming up for you. And I think you might know what this is. If this resonates with you, you'll know what this says. Now, it's like you're planning to go somewhere. I'm seeing traveling here, but I don't think the traveling's coming up until maybe next year. That's what I'm seeing. But there's preparation that has to happen before then. So you might know what this is. But you're going to hear about the opportunity or the planning that comes before the travelling. And you've got to do that preparation now or very, very soon. So you've got all that to deal with. And yeah, there's extra study or something like that. And yeah, that's the teaching connection. That's what I'm getting here. So yeah, so the other thing here is, again, exactly what I was seeing in the Six of Cups, which is really, really interesting. You're going to have to drop something to be able to do this thing. And yeah, I'm getting travel here. I'm getting traveling to an institution. So it might be a university or something like that. And yeah, the actual time this happens, again, it's not for a long time. I keep on seeing next year, but lots of preparation you have to do before you do that. So they've got to take a step back. They've got to give you breathing space. They've got to, let you get on with your own things, and they've got to step back and let you do things in your time, because you've got a life. And maybe that was what one of the problems was in your past. Maybe that was what led to this breakup and these arguments and all that, because you have a life, you've got your own life to live. It might not be that, but I'm getting that very clearly there.